Avatar: The Last Airbender made a major tweak to one of the season's climactic battles that lowered the personal stakes inherent to the duel, and speaks to an overarching flaw with the live-action Netflix adaptation of the original animated series. Avatar: The Last Airbender made lots of changes to the original story when transforming 20 episodes of the animated show into an 8-episode live-action drama. Some of these tweaks benefited the story by adding unexpected depth to characters like Ozai and Azula. However, some of the changes didn't land as well, especially with the fanbase for the original. One of the most notable was a major change to Sokka, who began the original series with a sexist streak that he had to overcome as part of his character growth. Another instance of this kind of change occurs late in the season, which has the unfortunate side effect of reducing the impact and stakes of an important fight that had a lot of emotional heft in the original Avatar: The Last Airbender. Netflix's live-action Last Airbender changes the dynamic between Katara and Pakku. Katara looking up and Pakku looking condescending on a blue background in Netflix's The Last Airbender custom image made by Debanjana Chowdhury. Pakku and Katara's dynamic in Netflix's live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender was tweaked from the original animated series, costing their eventual fight a lot of personal stakes. In both versions of the show, Team Avatar arrives at the Northern Water Tribe late in the first season, ahead of a Fire Nation attack. Despite her skills and experience, the local waterbending master Pakku refuses to let Katara contribute to the eventual battle. In both versions, this is because of his views that women aren't equal combative benders to men. Instead, he relegates her to womanly work with the healers. However, the animated version of Pakku was far more overt about this. Instead of sending Katara to the healers and letting them deliver the news, Pakku brushes Katara aside with sexist comments. This continues during their ensuing duel, with Pakku throwing more snide comments and insults at the young woman. While Pakku still comes across as a pompous jerk in live action, he's far more aggressive and confrontational in the animated show, building to the reveal that Pakku was once engaged to Katara's grandmother, who fled the Northern Water Tribe due to their prejudicial ways. Netflix's Last Airbender changes lower the stakes of Katara vs. Pakku. Katara holding one arm up in Avatar: The Last Airbender. The problem with the Katara/Pakku fight in Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender speaks to an underlying flaw with the adaptation. For one thing, it's a disservice to Katara. In the animated show, Katara spent the entire first season proving to herself as much as the world that she was a capable and skilled fighter. As a result, her duel with an openly misogynistic waterbending master carried additional power. Katara's waterbending skills allow her to hold her own against Pakku, all while her perspective and history strike a chord with him. Fighting Pakku reinforced her growth over the first season. This forced Pakku to adjust. By the end of that episode, Pakku had grown enough to accept Katara as his first female pupil. It was a victory for Katara as a young woman in a male-controlled world. In the live-action show, Katara's overall growth had been somewhat undercut by the show's quickened pace and broader focus. Stories like Katara's training with a waterbending scroll were cut. Katara didn't get the amount of character development that the animated show's larger episode count allowed for. This carried over to her duel with Pakku. This reduced the personal stakes of the fight.